All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol FCEL, Fuelcell Energy Inc. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all the first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to the channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all the subscribers, welcome back. And as we jump into this chart, I just want to go ahead and state to every single investor and announce that I have a Twitter now. You can go ahead and join me on Twitter. In the description down below, I've posted the link. And stay tuned till the end of this video, because I have a new ticker symbol you want to add to your watch list moving forward. And I know we've talked about WBA, Walgreens Boots Alliance Inc., but this stock is a stock that's involved in the EV sector. We'll go more into detail about it towards the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. So here we are with FCEL, Fuelcell Energy Inc. It had a run. We did see a slight pullback, and I had stated that we needed to watch carefully the resistance and the support. Now, Fuelcell was very volatile today. I mean, look at it. Broke through support. It even broke through support levels I talked about, 1445. Down here at 1378, it almost reached it. And it reached these lows here of about 1388. This is very important to keep in mind moving forward. But something that I noticed is that it's still kind of just going sideways. It's actually ended up slightly above where it was yesterday. Very subtle through all the obviously commotion downwards and upwards, because it's been a wild ride here today and the volatility. It actually started to work its way up to a newer point. Now it's actually dipping right now, but it's still slightly above where the day started. You could see for the day it was up 43 cents. Now post market it's falling from those points, but we still want to watch this carefully and keep in mind that through the ups and down, it's actually moved up slightly above where it started the day. Now, I want every single investor to be aware that through this down, up, and down, slight down movement, if it continues down and it doesn't break through that point down here that I talked about earlier, 1388, and it kind of just stays in this channel here, we can see some consolidation forming to then see this run up to newer highs. I mean, there's a lot of speculation going on, a lot of hope too, with this sector having some benefits from the transition of obviously who's going to be in office, how the Senate and Congress and the House of Representatives overall have a majority to one side more than the other, and the fact that that majority is actually more interested in funding this sector overall. So it's not just Fuelcell and their innovation and what's going on with them. It's also the speculation and hope, because when you look at other stocks that are comparable to Fuelcell, they're running up as well. Now, someone asked me in the comments yesterday if Fuelcell or Plug Power is a better investment long term. To be honest with you, it all has to do with the risk to reward. If you think about it, Plug Power is worth more than Fuelcell. So it's also like, how much more could Plug Power grow, right? It's grown tremendously throughout the whole entire last couple of months. It all started in November, and the run has just been going. So this stock definitely is showing a reflection of, the anticipation, the speculation, and the hope of the transition of office, the House of Representatives, the Senate, and so forth, the majority being one-sided more than the other, and this side that is majority is the one that favorites funding this in the near future and also the innovation of these products. So Plug Power or Fuelcell, it all depends on the risk to reward that your tolerance is, and also how much more do you see it running. Now, they've all ran similarly at the same point, but keep in mind the market capitalization of one company and the other are two different things. I mean, they're comparable. They're both in the same sector. Which one could be more volatile than the other? I would assume Fuelcell could be more volatile than the other as of right now. Who knows? Because Plug Power could be on its way to hitting a bubble and just like collapsing from the $53 and hitting back down to 30, maybe 20, and cooling off. That's just me theoretically speaking. And Fuelcell could have some more room to run, and it won't be as volatile in that downward direction. If anything, it will continue to grow up. But they're both two completely different charts, two completely different business models. Market capitalization is different. They're coming from two different stories, of how long they've been out in each one in the markets, and then also their balance sheets. So I can't really tell you which one's better than the other. I just know that both of them are running due to the fact of the speculation and hope, and their innovations of each one is bringing them to rise, right? So that's the best way I can answer that question for that investor. I hope I've answered your question, and I hope I've also enlightened some people on some other information as well. But which one seems to be riskier? Since it came from being like $1, way back here, or $2 in November, it seems like Fuelcell is a lot riskier, but this one has that risk there, but the reward ratio is bigger because this probably has a lot more room to go when you think about it overall. Plug Power started off like around $10, $9, and it's been running. So I'm not here to say which one's more stable, but like I said, Plug Power can actually have the volatility in the downward direction because this hasn't reached newer highs that it could reach, and it has room to reach more. It might not even collapse like that. And right now, what we know is that both of them are running, and they're in the same sector similarly, and they have a lot of catalysts going on moving forward with the future funding, where the funds are going to go, and a lot of people are anticipating that it's going to go into this sector, EV cars, and clean, energy sources, which is what these two are focusing on. So let's zoom in here to our points of reference that are important for tomorrow. I want every single investor to keep in mind 1388, very important support level. If the volatility goes in that direction, we need to watch this stock carefully. And then the next one would be down here at 1215. But right now, we don't have to worry about those numbers just yet. Let's go ahead and focus on this support level, which is really close to the 50-day moving average. The 50-day moving average is 1545, and our support is 1549. That's a really close one. So if 1549 gets broken through, I highly suggest paying close attention to how this stock is reacting, how quickly is it moving to newer lows, and how this stock is reacting as it goes into bearish territory, because the distance is so small that the bears could cross. I'm not guaranteeing that they will, because the bulls can re-up here, but if it crosses it, you want to watch closely how quickly is it moving downwards. And I would use this point right here as a midway point, $15 in bearish territory, to see if the bulls are trying to reappear, or are the bears tearing this one down fairly fast. Okay, so you want to keep that in mind. So very important. 1549 is so close to the 50-day moving average that your next point of reference would be here at $15. This is optional. This is not a true support level. It's just a point of reference I would use, which is kind of where you could see that it kind of was starting to level off right before this ticker symbol, right after it. And I said ticker symbol. I meant this bar right here, this green bar. It started to level off right after it, and right before it, one of the lows was $15. I would use it. It's optional, but a good point of reference to see. Just because the bulls bounce back off of that doesn't mean that they're guaranteed back into bullish territory. And if the bears break through, it doesn't guarantee that they're going to go any lower. But it is good to dissect the chart. Now, our resistance is 1637. This needs to be broken through by the bulls. This is the highest point in this bullish run before leveling off here and dipping. 1637 needs to be broken through and turn into a support. The bulls have to go ahead, break away from that to reach newer highs and new resistance levels to keep this momentum going, to stay above the 50-day moving average and pull away from it upwards by breaking through 1637, turning it into a support to reach new resistance levels and newer highs. If they don't do so and they just hang out sideways, even if they don't break through support, the 50-day moving average will cross the price, ending it up in bearish territory by default, which can pull it down easier, giving leverage to the bears. So Very important for the bulls to break through 1637. I want to emphasize that. So, thank you guys so much for watching to this point. If you found this video helpful and informative and you found these cues worthwhile, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watched this video. So for those of you that have stayed to this point to know which ticker symbol to add to your watch list, the ticker symbol to add to your watch list is ALGM. I talked about it when it was at $24 back in December, and now it slightly broke through $30 and it fell down to 29. It's in the 29 range, I believe, or slightly below that due to the fact that it's having a slight pullback, but you definitely want to have it on your radar. It has a lot to do with the AI intelligence of EV cars moving forward. They do the chips for the sensors and so forth when it comes to EV cars. And the fact that EV cars are rolling out, they've been doing these sensors even for regular cars, which is pretty impressive. They IPO'd last year, which is very interesting, like I stated earlier. And I find that to be an interesting point of time as the EV sector was getting hot. And now the EV sector is going to continue to grow as it's projected to, based off of my research and articles that I've read, into 2025, 2030. It's going to be pretty big. Their market share is going to be big, and ALGM has an opportunity to grasp some of that market share in the near future. So there's some exponential growth to come with that company. And when you look at their chart, it's been growing pretty well since it IPO'd. So look into it, do your due diligence, do your research. If you want more information on what I found and the video I did last month, comment down below and I will share the link directly with you. Once again, that ticker symbol is ALGM. Thank you guys once again for watching, and let's make some money.